I would definitely say that I traveled the world, I came home and found peace. One of the selfish reasons I wanted to volunteer in a less developed country, and we've been back about 6 weeks now, and here's the issue. I've just been wandering around the park. I did like 2 laps trying to find a quiet spot, and it's not easy. There's just loads of people around, and I kind of like to go somewhere secluded where I can just talk freely and not feel judged by anyone. So yeah, we're here. I think this is quite a nice spot, quite a nice little location. A little bit of greenery behind me, so that always adds a bit to the video, I think. Yeah, and of course, we are in Australia after all, so this is mosquito repellent. Nothing's changed really. I'm still getting destroyed in my home country, if you can call Australia my home country now. Let's do this. I travelled the world but found peace at home. And I do genuinely mean that. Not that I wasn't at peace when I was travelling, but there's definitely some things which are a lot better about being in your own place, your own country. And there are a lot of things that I've been reflecting on recently that have been quite nice about not traveling anymore. We live in an age where it's really easy to compare yourself to others. And I know we've heard it all before, like social media is really bad for comparison. But the reason we talk about it is because there's a lot of truth in it. And I think most people have a picture in their mind of travel being pristine white beaches, serene waterfalls, these cool adventures. And don't get me wrong, they are all those things. But there's a lot of things which go on behind the scenes which you don't experience through a screen. There's big things and there's little things. There's big things like the safety and security. And then there's little things like not being able to drink tap water, not being able to brush your teeth with tap water. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because of a recent post I did on Instagram. I mentioned the income inequality in the world. So there's a really kind of crazy stat, which is 1.5 billion people earn $1 to $2 a day. 1 billion people earn less than $1 a day, and 62 of the richest people in the world are worth as much as the poorest 3.6 billion. And I got this stat from Homo Deus, an amazing book by Yuval Noah Harari. And when I first saw it, it blew me away. It actually blew my mind that there are so many people living off essentially nothing, or what I would consider nothing. I read that quote and then I just moved on and carried on with my daily life. It affected me for about 5 minutes and then it was just back to my day-to-day. Logically, I knew that my life was a lot better than most people in the world. But I think me, but also humans in general, we just have a tendency to compare upwards. And especially nowadays, where all we see online is these people are doing super well, they've got multiple income streams online, they're traveling, they're super flexible, they're not stuck in the 9-to-5 grind. I think the reality is that all those people, they're just outliers. Most people are like you and I, and we're just doing our 9-to-5, we're grinding through our day, we're not super flexible, we don't have complete financial freedom. And what you're shown on your feed is the most extreme examples because of the survivorship bias. You don't get shown the normal people. And because of this, one of the selfish reasons I wanted to go traveling, one of the selfish reasons I wanted to volunteer in a less developed country was I wanted to gain a bit of perspective. Not just perspective through a screen, but perspective in real life. And to be honest, it worked. When we got to the Philippines and we were staying in a homestay, which was very basic, in a place which was extremely hot with no air conditioning, there was no running water except a little trickle that would fill a bucket, and then when you had a shower birds are going. And then when you had a shower, you just pour the bucket on your head, you flush the toilet with the bucket. Mice running around in the kitchen was just kind of an accepted normal thing. Roosters waking up at 4 a.m. It was really hard. And in those moments, it did make me really appreciate what I had back home. And then not only the living conditions, but also the working conditions. For example, working in a clinic where there was no running water, so I couldn't wash my hands between patients. And then also little things like not having a set of disposable gloves to examine a patient when they needed to be examined. And then after the volunteering, we traveled around the rest of the world in also less developed countries because we knew they were cheaper. And it was tough. There were times where you miss home a lot because things just aren't comfortable. You're missing your bed, you're sleeping in a questionable place where the bed is horrible, the pillows are moldy, or it's super loud, and you kind of just want your home comforts. And then you do all that for a year, and then you come home. And I remember when I came home, I was literally blown away by how comfortable and amazing everything was. The fact that I had... That's a loud siren. We'll just wait for it to pass, I guess. I remember thinking that our apartment was like the best hostel ever. Imagine a hostel which had a private ensuite, it had a private balcony, a living room with a projector and a home cinema, an office, a kitchen, a fridge with an ice dispenser. I remember thinking, this is the best hostel I've ever stayed in. You go outside and you feel so safe walking around Brisbane City. I've never once felt any danger here. Everything is just super easy and comfortable. And we've been back about 6 weeks now. And here's the issue. About 3 weeks in, that all just becomes completely normalized. So you no longer look around and appreciate the running water coming out of your tap. You no longer look around and appreciate your own bed and having air condition which cools down the place in the hot, humid weather. You just start taking things for granted again, which is the old hedonic adaptation at play, where your brain just normalizes your surroundings and your environment because that's what it's evolved to do. We can't walk around being amazed by our daily lives, otherwise we just wouldn't get anything done. I would definitely say that I traveled the world, I came home and found peace, but you soon forget about it. And I've realized that the only way to stop yourself forgetting about it is by setting yourself new challenges, doing exciting new things, and also reminding yourself regularly of what it was like or how good you have it. Even making this video has made me reflect on the previous year. It's made me look at old photos, old videos, and remember how tough things were at times. And I do have some exciting new challenges this year that I'm very happy to bring you along with. So if you are interested in following the journey, make sure you subscribe, leave me a comment because I read all the comments. I absolutely love it when it's a back and forth communication. And I hope if you are feeling that you're stuck at home and you're not appreciating things, that there are ways to overcome that by taking on new challenges or trying to remind yourself of how good things actually are. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope we can connect. I've started a new challenge on Instagram where I'm posting every single day, and it's very easy to DM me on there if you've got any questions about anything. The weekly videos on YouTube will be continuing. So if you enjoyed the video, leave me a comment and I'll see you next week. So this is the backyard, full of chickens. Well, yeah, male chickens are actually raised for cockfighting. So the dad, who is part of the homestay family, he raises chickens for cockfighting. It's kind of crazy, really. But yeah, there's just chickens everywhere. That's a manic dog.